Hey, this is Kenny from Kenny's Audiophile Record Reviews. Thank you very much for being on my channel. Really appreciate it. Please like and subscribe. I'd appreciate that as well. In this video, I had this idea that I would come up with 10 singers that are not trained jazz singers, but I think if they were trained jazz singers at a young age or trained to be jazz singers, I think they would be very good to great at it. This is just my random list. The list is not going to be in any particular order, but I thought it'd be interesting to come up with this this list. And if you have any singers who are not really trained jazz singers, that's not their genre, and you think they would have been great jazz singers or very good jazz singers, please leave your choices in the comment section below. But my first choice, and like I said, this is just random order, but I'm gonna start off this video with Joni Mitchell. Now, Joni Mitchell was a fabulous singer. What a pure voice she had. And, you know, she delved into elements of jazz during her career. She had collaborations with Herbie Hancock and Wayne Shorter on her Shadows and Light album, which features Michael Brecker, Lyle Mays, Donna Alias, Jaco Pastorius, Pat Metheny. She delves into a jazz, you know, just touches on a little bit. There's a song on the album called Goodbye Pork Pie Hat that you should definitely check out. And it shows her versatility and shows that she probably could have been a really good jazz singer. The name of the song is Goodbye Pork Pie Hat. And I'll leave that song in the description below. You should check her performance on that song out. It's really great. But I actually think she would have been a very good jazz singer. She's that talented and that intelligent of a singer and a performer, which I think she could pull it off. Another one is actually Whitney Houston. She was a very versatile singer, and it's a shame she had to leave us too soon, and a shame she didn't stay on like a positive path during her life, because Whitney Houston could have went down. She could have challenged Aretha Franklin for the greatest singer of all time, in my opinion. If she would have stayed clean, went down a positive path, she could have been one of all-time greats. But I think she would have been, with her skill set and her versatility, I think she would have been a very good jazz singer if she started out as a young age and that was her genre of choice. Another one that I'm not going to show an album for is Erykah Badu, the R&B, pop, soul, hip-hop singer. She's versatile enough and talented enough, I think, and soulful enough and cool enough and probably intelligent enough to be a fabulous jazz singer if that was her genre, you know, from the beginning of her career. I think she would have made an amazing jazz singer. So Erykah Badu is on my list. Another one is, and she is on this Laura Nyro album as a guest singer, as a backup singer, is in the center here. And that is Patti LaBelle, the great R&B soul singer. I think she had the voice and the skill set to be an excellent jazz singer as well. Even to this day, she's a very good singer. Patti LaBelle, I think it would make a great jazz singer, and she makes my list. Another one that's kind of obvious, I think she would have been, if she would have sang jazz, she could have been like one of the greatest jazz singers of all time, if that was her main gig. And that's Sister Aretha Franklin. I think she's the greatest singer of all time, in my opinion. And if she was a full-time jazz singer, I think she would have been one of the all-time greats. I mean, her and a jazz combo, man, that would have been something else. Aretha Franklin as a jazz singer, so she makes my list. Here's another one. Gospel singer. One of the greatest singers of all time. She's on my top 10 list of all time. Sister Mahalia Jackson, the gospel singer. She stood strong to her roots, sang gospel music, did it exceptionally well. But I think she had the voice, the skill, the talent to become a jazz singer if she wanted to. She just gospel singing was her roots. That was her passion. So she stuck with it, and she was one of the all-time great gospel singers, but I think she could have been one of the all-time great jazz singers. Another one is a modern singer, and I think Lady Gaga, if she concentrated on just doing jazz, I think she could have been a great jazz singer. I mean, her collaborations with Tony Bennett, I think, were awesome. And I think she, with their amazing skill set, could have pulled off being one of the better jazz singers. Not one of the best of all time, but I think she would have been quite good at it. So Lady Gaga, a modern singer, gets on my list. Here's another one, and she is a classical opera and delved into pop music a little bit, maybe a little bit of jazz, but her main gig, I think, was opera singing and classical music singing. That is Eileen Farrell. She just simply had an amazing voice, very highly talented. And I think she would have, really been a really good jazz singer if that was her. Again, if she started from the beginning of her career, she concentrated on jazz, I really think she would have been really good at it. There's this video I have of her. This is one of her classical albums. There's a video that I'm gonna leave in the description below where she sings with Louis Armstrong. I think it's on the Ed Sullivan show. It's in black and white, and this really shows her versatility as a singer, a classical singer singing with Louis Armstrong. And she had a spectacular voice, one that's underappreciated. So Eileen Farrell makes my list. This singer right here, one of the great soul and R&B singers of all time. She may have sang jazz a little bit during her career, but that wasn't her main gig. And that is Sister Etta James. If Etta James, can you imagine Etta James singing with a small jazz combo in a jazz club? I think she would have been excellent. So Etta James makes my list as a singer who was not a jazz singer, but I think could have been a great jazz singer. Etta James being an R&B, pop, and soul singer and blues singer. She makes my list. And last, Dusty Springfield. I think she could have been a very, not great, but very good jazz singer. The way she pulled off the song, The Look of Love, her take on that song, The Look of Love. I can imagine her singing some jazz standards in the same style and the same voice. I think she would have been a very good jazz singer, Dusty Springfield. So what are your choices if you had some singers from other genres who you think would have translated very well into the jazz realm? Do you have any choices? Singers from other genres that would make good to excellent jazz singers. Please leave your choices, if any, in the comment section below. I really appreciate it. Please like and subscribe. That'll help out my channel. Thank you very much for viewing. God bless. Strong love. Peace to all.